때린다. 들어와.
The police have just raided Johnny Somali's place, and you won't believe what he has been selling to make money. So Johnny Somali is being investigated for drugs and assault charges. The police apparently went to the place he was staying and checked his apartment just to make sure he doesn't have a stash hidden somewhere, and they found some pretty shocking things.
와우. 때린다.
Somali has been under the radar of major Korean mafia lords ever since he pulled his stunt with the Statue of Peace. And the guy has since been hiding at Hank's place. Hank is Somali's friend of sorts, but no one has any idea how the two met. Now, Hank saved Somali from men who were beating his down and also made sure to hide the so he could stay alive. But now, insiders are reporting that Hank received major funding just to hide Somali and to sabotage the reputation of the U.S.
I'll go to jail. I go to jail. It's not a joke. It's serious. I take both of them. I got wife number 1 and wife number 2. I'm like P. Diddy. I'm like Epstein. I'm like R. Kelly. I don't care.
A lot of South Korean news channels are using Somali's name to get more views and instill anger among the people.
조니 소말리.
조니
얼마나 싫으면 존나 소말리라 그래.
조니 소말리가.
But what's really interesting is that the politicians are not bailing Somali out at all. Instead, they're putting his ass on the line and are promising their people to punish him so they can get back in the good books. Some politicians are even basing their entire election campaigns on just punishing Somali. So if he goes to jail for decades, they're gonna look really good. So they've basically advised the police to do whatever they want to find evidence against Somali so they can throw the behind bars. And that's probably why the police reportedly raided his home. There's also this whole ass petition for Somali to be arrested, so it's obvious that the pressure from the masses is getting worse with every day.
I'm going to catch him again.
And they're yet to actually arrest Somali, so they obviously have to tell something to the people, because to say that they're angry would be an understatement. Some people straight up want to take Somali's life, and the guy really had it coming when he repeatedly pulled the same in South Korea, after Japan and Israel.
Hiroshima, Nagasaki, you know what we do to you? Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Oh, you a bad I swear to God. You a bad I'll take you to dinner.
They allegedly scared Somali off and raided his apartment. The cops searched all through his things, and they came across something that will shock you. As we know, Johnny Somali has been caught with drugs in the country, and it's safe to say he would have stored it in his apartment. A lot of people in South Korea are saying that they don't give a shit about what Somali did at the store or how he insulted the president, but how he mocked the Statue of Peace has to be punished.
American YouTuber Johnny Somali rubs oil on his body and dances lewdly in front of Sonia Sung, otherwise known as Statue of Peace.
And even the government is thinking about making an example out of him because the entire country has actually united on this issue. This is probably why they're trying to bring in Somali in the drug case. A lot of people are claiming that Somali didn't do drugs, but he's being accused of selling them to keep funding his lifestyle in South Korea. It seems fair to me the guy deserves the worst kind of punishment, and I'm just shocked why South Korea is still not putting a jail rod in him.
Come catch me. Come catch me. Come catch me.
In this situation, Somali also tried to gaslight the people by posting a video of him with a new passport, but it was just an emergency one that the authorities can use to ID him. So the fool was trying to piss us off again for no reason. So Johnny Somali is soon to be arrested and will then be put to jail. But he's trying to get the US Embassy to help him. Even the embassy is embarrassed of how gross this guy is, and they're refusing to let him off the hook without any consequences.
If y'all go look at my last YouTube comments, these Korean are crashing out the last time I came to this bitch.
Without a few favors from the embassy, Johnny Somali will be shitting his pants in South Korea as soon as his trial begins. It's because no reputed lawyer will be crazy enough to defend his crappy actions in court. And even if someone does take up his case, he'll be shunned by the South Korean people for sure. Insiders are reporting that so far, even the local lawyers are, refusing to, side with Somali or take his case because there's no way he's gonna win, and they're not gonna risk their life just to represent a and there's no way the prosecution will side with Somali.
I don't know cultural.
Yeah, that's why
I don't know.
It's not just art.
I was art. I did not know.
So Johnny's strategy now is to keep apologizing until he really wears everyone down and gets a lighter sentence. He pulled the same in Japan and kept crying about not having enough money just so he doesn't have to pay the fine in Japan. So I hope they don't believe the liar this time. Somali also claimed that he's hiding in the US military base and that the US Army is protecting him, but that's all BS too. He's hiding somewhere with the help of his friend Hank, who's reportedly getting a ton of money just to protect Somali. I guess their mission of being a pain in the ass in all countries hasn't been accomplished yet. The police are also investigating his deepfake charges while he's hiding. The deepfake thing is being taken pretty seriously in South Korea lately, and if he's really found guilty, the guy could be put behind bars for anywhere around 8-10 years.
나는
조마오
조마오
죄송합니다.
Things have gotten so serious that the Johnny Somali streams were even discussed in the parliament. They even watched the comfort women stunt he pulled. And a lot of the parliament members were super pissed at how Somali insulted their country. They also demanded action against the guy because his actions really made it feel like he had no fear. The embassy has bailed him out in the past, but this time he's in some deep shit. And the guy is still not refraining from making insulting comments. The guy literally doubled down, saying that the comfort women were actually prostitutes. Also, there have been some rumors that Somali is trying to leave the country, but technically, he can't really leave until the government is done with him. Also, he should have thought about the consequences before he pulled all this shit, because now, no one's willing to actually save him. The embassy has reportedly connected him to his family, but they're clueless of what to do in this situation, when all the evidence of his gross activities has already been recorded live.
누구 모자예요?
As of now, Somali is out of jail, but the South Korean police is keeping a close eye on him and is building a case so they can put him behind the bars. There's no way Somali can leave the country in this condition. Insiders also think that when the police raided the house Somali was living in, they found a lot of money and a bunch of other suspicious stuff that they're still investigating. But it makes it really hard for Somali to actually prove his innocence at this point. Also, a lot of people are speculating that the inmates already know what Somali did, and they're really waiting for Somali to finally be arrested. However, some still believe that there's a chance the South Korean government will let Somali off the hook in case the embassy intervenes and tries to support him. One user pointed out, usually people kick people out from the country. What's the reason for wanting to keep a foreigner that makes trouble? And staying in a Korean prison costs the Koreans tax money. Another one said, he is a terrorist, admits to going to other nations to promote racism against their people, to assault and slander their homeland, paint their women as for blacks to abuse. He is a terrorist. So people aren't really happy with what Somali did. And even if he makes his way back to the US, they won't be very happy to let him in. In fact, people are even demanding for the US government to revoke his citizenship and ban him from entering the US. He's literally sabotaging the entire reputation of the country. So at this point, he really is asking to be put in jail. There's been a lot of silence since the last few days, and the Korean authorities haven't said much about where Somali is as of now. So there's a chance they could have arrested Somali already. But I don't see why they still haven't arrested the guy, because this is really getting out of hand. The little keeps doubling down on his insults, and he really needs to pay. So, do you think Johnny Somali will be arrested anytime soon, or will he be deported back to the US? Make sure to drop a comment and let me know.